What's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Sunday, Father's Day edition of Morning Scone, presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com, Restored Motions, RestoredMotions.com, and ProCharge EV, ProChargeEV.com. LSU wins 6-3. They beat Tennessee there at the College World Series. They'll move into the winners bracket. They'll play Monday night, 6 p.m. against Wake Forest in the pivotal game there at the College World Series. Did a 2-hour post-game show last night on YouTube. So for anyone who's interested, things got really fun. I chased a frog into the pool. We did a late night version of Ask E-Rock. So anybody who's interested would highly recommend going back to YouTube for the post-game show thoughts, post-game thoughts, all that good stuff and everything. We'll talk about the game. Happy Father's Day, of course, to all the dads. E-Rock did it big this morning. She got me these balloons, a coffee mug with no handle,
it broke in the mail,
and a t-shirt that says Best Dad by Par. So,
and
E-Rock did it big.
Matt,
Did it big. Balloon, broken coffee mug,
stop it.
Best Dad by Par t-shirt. I'm telling you.
Why are you so mean?
Eric, I'm not being mean. I'm just prodding you in there. I thought you'd come in here and talk about it.
You're making fun of stuff.
No, I'm not. I was omitting the good stuff. And hopefully you were going to come in here and be like, and what else?
And those were not your real gifts. That was just your office decor.
It is my office decor. My real gifts include a new pair of Ray-Bans.
They look good.
I'm pumped about them.
They look really good.
So ever since high school, like some people like Erica will just buy. Well, no, you got some Ray-Bans too, but like we'll buy cheap glasses because people are like, I'll break them. It's not. I always take care of my glasses, so I've always had ever since high school, I've had good glasses, and I am desperately in need of a new pair, which I now have thanks to E-Rock and Drew. Other wives, moms, avert your eyes because got a feeling E-Rock did it bigger than your.
Stop. It's not about that.
Well, got me a new LSU collared shirt. It's hanging up in my closet. So I'm a Saints t-shirt, I'm excited about, and I said, give me 2 per. I need 2 per so I can get the stomping in my one. Custom G-Nikes. Black and gold custom G-Nikes. Are you kidding me? Hey, you know what? She created the monster. So she got to feed it. All right. Anyway, Clayton Knight said, LOL, I was waiting on shoes. Yep. All right, let's say some good mornings. Fired up the Tigers won it yesterday. I think Paul Skeens was obviously magnificent. And I loved that we saw so many guys get involved offensively in the game. Gavin Dugas's homer that got LSU started. You manufacture a run in the third. You put up 2 more in the 6th. Braden Joubert was a single away from the cycle. So offensively, you got production up and down the lineup. Dylan Cruz was 2 for 5. Tommy White, a little bit of a rough day at the plate, but got his knock as well. Trey Morgan had a couple of RBI in the game. Just a lot to like. And, of course, Skeens goes 7 2/3, 12 strikeouts, just the 1 walk, 2 runs on 5 hits. Of course, the second run that scored was a run charged to Skeens on the homer that Gavin Guidry gave up. Tweeted whenever Jay went to Gavin Guidry that I loved the move going to Gavin Guidry when they did, and I still believe it was the right move. In the time, Hunter Ensley was coming up. He's a righty. You had Guidry and Cooper up, so you had a righty and a lefty. You were 4 outs away from winning the game. You trust Guidry in that spot. Moment has never been too big for him. I had someone last night on the postgame show say, I can't believe they threw a curveball. They did, and they threw a slider because Gavin Guidry throws 70% sliders. You know what you're going to get when Guidry's up there pitching. And that's okay. It was still the right decision to go to Guidry, to go righty-righty. It's the guy you trust in that situation. He just hung a pitch, and the kid crushed it. Like, tip your cap. Sometimes that happens. But also, good for Riley Cooper coming in, getting the final 4 outs, and allowing just 1 hit, struck out 2. So, Cooper came through again in another big spot for you. And either Cooper threw 22 pitches. He's more than capable of coming back on Monday if you need him. Guidry threw 1 pitch, so of course he could throw again. Anyway, I loved it, man. You chased Andrew Lindsay after 3 2/3. I thought it was really risky for Tony Vitello going to Seth Halverson that early in the game when they did, in the 5th inning, down 2-0. And LSU got through against Halverson as well. Halverson went an inning and 2/3 through 31 pitches. And now you got Tennessee on the ropes against Stanford on Monday at 1 o'clock. So we'll say some good mornings. I'm going to do a super long show since I did a really long post-game show last night, but really just wanted to pop on, say what's up to everybody here. Kelly Groves, good morning. Clayton Knight, Chase Pellegrin, Justin Dufour. Justice for the Rally Frog. Trey Potan, Dylan Hess, what's going on? Why did they give the runner second base? They called a balk. So, I got to go to the game flow. Was that the 8th? Was that the 8th or the 9th? Let me go to the play-by-play. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I can't remember if it was the 8th or the... No, it would have to have been the 9th, right? Cooper on the bump in the 9th. Let me just make sure I have that right. I'm 99.376% positive that was in the 9th, and not the 8th. I'm just making sure that was against Cooper and not Skeens. Yes, it was in the 9th. So that's right. Kling went it. So Denton struck out. Merritt flied out. Burke got on the error. I can't believe they ruled that an error, but anyway, they ruled it an error. And then they called a balk on Cooper, which gave him the second base. And then the line out to Cooper ended it. How about the line out in the first to Tommy White at third? Like sometimes you go in a game and you can look back at how things happen. So Skeen struck out Maui Ahuna on a full count fastball to start the game. Then Ensley, who had a good day, singled. He had the ball deep short. Thompson did a great job getting to the ball, but couldn't make the throw in time. So you got a runner on first, and then Dickey was up, and he hit a missile right at Tommy White. White just happened to be shaded away from the bag. But if he were playing down the line, that's probably a double. So you've got either run scores from first, or you've got second and third with 1 out and more coming up. Instead, Tommy White makes the catch and Moore strikes out, and you go sit down, and the Tigers were off and running there. Samuel Smith, Ty Floyd legacy game Monday. That plays, Samuel. It does. Ty Floyd against the number 1 team in the country, and Wake's. It certainly showed yesterday that Wake is vulnerable. I mean, Stanford. Stanford had that game won until they didn't, which is further evidence. You got to go get all 27 outs. So, but Stanford broke through early against Rhett Lauder. The rains came, so Lauder went 5 1/3 before the rain. Josh Hartle will be the guy that LSU is going to face. He's their lefty. Got a 2.80 ERA. He has 131 strikeouts in 96 1/3 innings pitched. 131 strikeouts compared to just 20 walks. He's a lefty. He is a dominant lefty. Batting average against is 240. So, which is, you can get to him, but he has got strikeout stuff. So, big, tall task for LSU's hitters on Monday, and obviously for Ty Floyd to go match. Jessica Bennell, Fletch, what's going on? Leon Williams, Joel Atkinson, Larry Garner, Kyle Milliken. Nice turnout on the post-game show. Yeah, man. There were times we had 1,200 people watching concurrently at points last night during the post-game show. So thanks to everybody who came and hung out. Austin Kidder, good morning. Happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to you as well. Hopefully Tennessee players have Paul Skeen's number so they can wish Daddy Happy Father's Day too. Yeah, well done. Cliff Nelson, what's good? Happy Father's Day. All right, from the ATL. Yes, sir. Roy Kent, good morning. Happy Father's Day. Watched the stream from last night. I hope you got your Father's Day morning fun with your rock. Yeah, you should probably go back and watch the ASCII rock at the end last night. Chance Babin, what's going on? Yeah, Joe Bear was one hard hit ball from the cycle. So the only time they got Joe Bear out was of course he homered. He had the triple. He had the Superman Charlie Hustle slide into second in his double. And the only time they got him out is when he missiled the ball up the middle and hit Andrew Lindsay on the leg. So otherwise, that'd have been a single up the middle, and Joe Bear would have hit for the cycle. Donovan Peterson, good morning. Happy Father's Day. Oil field life in Ohio. On the bright side, I fly home early in the morning. All right, Donovan. Go get it, man. Make that money. Proud of you, dude. Do what you got to do. Damon Gilmore, Leslie Martin, good morning. Thank you. Juan, good morning. Watching your show in the air, flying back to NOLA. You just went for the one game and flew back? Juan, how about that trip? Good one to see, man. Hope you got you some Jello shots, too. Ronnie Duke, good morning. Larry Garner, love the shirt. Yeah, so the shirt is Best Dad by Par. Is what we did here. Best Dad by far, but by par golf. See golf theme. And then got it on the coffee cup there as well. It arrived with the handle broken, so they're sending a new one. And then the tumbler, the Best Dad by Par tumbler as well. Guess that's a tumbler. Yeti, whatever. No, it's not a Yeti, but you know. Juan, did I hear you have a listener from Ecuador? Hook me up. That's where I'm from. I don't know. I think you're the listener from Ecuador, Juan. Someone asked yesterday my favorite cigar, and I said it's Ecuadorian tobacco. And I couldn't remember it last time on the show, of course, because I was like 3 whiskeys deep. But it is the Macanudo Inspirado. Macanudo Inspirado. Bruce Shales, happy Father's Day. Hope Floyd stays undefeated tomorrow. Bring the stuff you brought against Ole Miss. Yes, sir. Joel Atkinson, if LSU wins Monday using Floyd and Hurd, who do you think we start the next game? So, if LSU wins and they use Floyd and then Hurd behind Floyd, you're off on Tuesday and then you come back and play Wednesday. I think it probably depends who else you use, but let's suppose to say, Joel, they go Floyd, Hurd, and that's it. Then I think he starts Riley Cooper on Wednesday. Let's see. Bubba Tatum, Dave Vendur, Stoned Musso. What's going on? Hope you enjoyed the game. Ray Ashley, Jason H. What's going on? Michael Blanco, Jeff Hawk. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Father's Day to all the dads. Tiger Diver, Greg Bourgeois, Ryan DeLon. Morning, I meant to ask, did you make a prediction on the CWS? Do you have LSU winning it all? You know, Ryan, I didn't make a prediction on it, and I didn't bet it either. I don't want to kill any good vibes by saying I don't think they're going to win it. But what I'm confident in saying is that if LSU wins Monday, I think they'll be in the championship series against Florida. And with Skeens going game 1 of that series, I love the Tigers. Now, if LSU loses on Monday, I don't see any way they come out of the losers bracket. And then you're probably looking at Wake Forest and Florida for the championship. That would be my prediction. Carly Cat, what's going on? Was Guidry's appearance case of nerves? I don't think so, Carl. I mean, threw one pitch. I mean, he just left it up. You know, he went there, spun his slider, and he just elevated it. And the kid crushed it. I mean, I don't know if that's nerves. I mean, I was watching Guidry in the dugout during the game. He had like these aviator sunglasses on. I mean, he didn't seem moved by the moment. I think he was pissed also that he got lifted after one pitch. But I don't blame him. But it's what it is, man. Austin, how about the development of Riley Cooper this year? I was in Round Rock when Iowa pounded him in February. He's not the same player now. You know, Austin, look, man. Cooper pitched a ton last year for LSU, and he was one of LSU's more reliable arms last year. Like anybody in any season, you can go through ebbs and flows, ups and downs. I don't know that Riley Cooper's developed. I think it's just, I think he's what he is. He just had some inconsistent moments this year, and there's been times when he's been really good. Right now, he's been really good of late, which is great to see. Leah, but you're right about Round Rock. I mean, he was bad in Round Rock, but he was great the opening weekend, right? He started the opening weekend. He had like 6 innings and no-hit baseball or whatever it was. Leon Williams, Murder Giraffe, all about sports. We should all make T-Bob burners. Let's see. Brant Roban, happy Father's Day. Got the family loaded in the car, headed to the beach. Do you think Floyd's ready for his day on Monday? Yeah, man. I mean, Floyd should absolutely be rested. Remember, we saw him pitch let me see. Of course, Floyd's regional start got cut short. Hang on. Just give me 1 second, y'all. I want to find this so I can give you exactly, so I can make my point exactly. So Floyd's regional start got cut short because of the rain, so he went 3 innings or whatever it was. Here you go. He threw, so he only threw 71 pitches against Oregon State. And then last week against Kentucky, he threw 82 pitches. So, and then the start against Texas A&M in Hoover, he threw 93 pitches. So Floyd hasn't gone over 100 pitches since his start against Georgia back on May 19th when he went 7 innings of 4-run ball and 5 hits. So, like, Floyd should absolutely be, and he has an extra day's rest since he pitched on Sunday against Kentucky. Now he's come back pitching on Monday. So Floyd should be ready. I mean, there's no excuse from overwork, usage, rest, schedule. Like, he should be ready to roll. Ty Floyd should be ready to roll. Randall Aufrecht. Morning, Matt. 7th championship would break the tie with Texas for second most behind only USC. Yes, it would. Joey Metke, what's up? Leon Williams, glad the world got to see what we watched all season. Skeens is a generational talent like Ben McDonald. The offense is clicking. Impressive was Morgan's plays on first, that one stretch. Yeah, keeping his foot on the bag the first time. And Morgan was coming off the field saying, you could see he was saying, I pushed off, meaning like the reason he came off the bag was he pushed off the bag. So he knew he had it. The shoes of fire. LSU's over 8,000 jello shots. Jeez. Shane O'Mac. Brian Penton, good morning. The Vols got skeened. Stephen Fry. I think it's safe to say E-Rock planning birthdays or events is comparable to Skeens getting the nod at a big game. Fair. I would show you all of the Father's Day decor. Erica? She might be outside. All right, I will show y'all the Father's Day decor setup she's done. Now, she's not done cleaning. The house is still a bit of a mess from all the setup and everything. But so I can't bring you Facebook. I apologize. I love all of you, but I have 2 devices that stream here. Aaron Hornsby, what's up? David Tolson, Clayton Knight, good to see y'all. Yes, Skeens is at 200 strikeouts, so he's 2 away from tying Ben McDonald. Kirk, what's going on? Wonder if the frog became a dad last night. He deserved it. So there was a frog that was last night on the post game show that I was outside on the back porch, and there was a frog that was letting his presence be known, that he was trying to find him a mate, and boy was he loud. He was ready. Anyway, Becky Harrod. In the 8th inning, while the Tennessee, so it was the 9th, and it was, I don't know if you missed, I mentioned it a bit ago, it was the 9th inning, and it was Riley Cooper balked, is why they gave the runner second base. Hayden Presley, good morning. I didn't get a chance to comment on this last night, but if you're looking for a pretty good cigar, I'd definitely try the Arturo Fuente Double Chateau Maduro. I'm a fan of Arturo Fuente. I think they're really good. I will absolutely give that one a go. One of the cool things about doing one of the really cool things about doing Whiskey and Wine is they give us a different cigar feature every show. So it's allowed me to try a lot of different things I may not otherwise try. So I've gotten to try a lot of stuff. Randy Dabdude, why no Facebook for the post-game show? So Randy, that's my fault. I just stream it on YouTube. It's a little cumbersome toggling back and forth. It's easier on Morning Scone. It's a little more controlled. There was 1,200, 1,100 people watching last night on YouTube alone. So I just recommend, and then honestly, whenever, and the next one I do, I'll definitely go via, I'll cast a Zoom call so that way, or I'll stream a Zoom call so that way we can bring guests on as well. So I guess, sorry, but my recommendation would be just go follow the YouTube channel. And I mean, you don't have to like have a Google account or anything or sign in to watch it. So, that's where we'll do it. Ron Ritchie, good morning from Vegas. Had to watch your post game late into the night on YouTube. Great as always. Had to attend the Vegas Golden Knights victory parade. Very nice. All right. Jeff McKithen, Jason Kraft, what's going on? Tanya Grant, good morning. Let's see. All right, hang on. I'm going to bring YouTube over to see Iraq's decorations. Okay, so Facebook, I love you. Just sit tight with me. Or if you want to jump over to YouTube, you can jump over there because it's just, see, look, I mean, YouTube is just right here. It's on my, well, now YouTube is looking like right at my beard. But see, Facebook, YouTube, I stream. Anyway, it's just easier to carry this. All right. It's a little mess. Oh, by the way, here we go. This is the beginnings of Drew's party decorations, by the way. Erica would be mortified if she knew that I was showing everybody this, but that's the beginning of the party decorations for Drew. So here we go. Here's here's Drew. Hey, you want to say hi to Dad Show? Say hi, Dad Show.
Hi, Dad.
Good job. So this is the setup here for our food. Erica made this balloon arch. She made this, by the way. Yay for dads. Yeah, she made that. Here's the table where all the food will be, if you noticed. Hooray for dads. Empty bottles of dad's root beer. These little party things, whatever they are. Oh, here she comes. Here she comes. Father's Day there. Happy Father's Day. Swoosh. These are all plates like these will all be emptied into these dishes. She's very meticulous about what goes where, as you could tell. So anyway, tell you, man, my lady loved to throw a party. I don't know what else to tell you. All right. Facebook, my apologies for leaving you there. It's nothing personal. Just relative ease. Smash the like button, please. Subscribe up to the YouTube channel. Facebook, like the page, share the post. Brought to you by Brock, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. Nights and weekends, after hours clinic is open as an alternative to the ER. Would highly recommend. And of course, Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com. If you need an orthopedist, you go to Brock. If you need a roof, give us a shout at Hudco. Mentioned it last night on the post-game show. I'll mention it again here. I will never, as long as I control my content, I will never, ever, ever put up a paywall, ever. I loathe paywalls. I think you give away your content for free. You generate a deep connection with your audience. They're loyal to you. Uh, in turn, great businesses want to sponsor your content. And then as a thank you or a way to support, you support the businesses that support us. So that's how I've always viewed it. It's sort of symbiotic. Everybody wins, and I hate paywalls. I'll never put up a paywall. So and we've had that conversation, I guarantee, so many times about putting ESPN's content behind paywalls, and every time I'm like vehemently opposed, however you want to say it. So my ask would be, it'd be really cool if you need a roof repair, replacement, know someone who does, neighbor, friend, family member, coworker, give a shout. HUDCO Roofing, HUDCOroofing.com. There was hail all over the area yesterday. So if you had hail, probably need a roof inspection, we'd love to help you out. HUDCO Roofing, HUDCOroofing.com. Okay. Michael Castello, Devin Kelly, good morning. Good morning, fellas. Happy Father's Day. Matthew Vincent. Damon Gilmore, morning Scone regular, should get first invites to the pool party. So there was a request for a championship game watch / pool party at Casa de Scone. And I think E-Rock was down with it. So like we can't invite like 1,000 people. So it would have to be like invite only. You know what I mean? Like it would have to be. She's like, what about like a raffle or a lottery? She was like, oh, you know. By the way, I don't think that's gonna happen. Just as a FYI. Although I think she'd be down. She'd be down to throw a big party. Y'all know that. Okay, a couple more here. Dave Ender, who goes home today, TCU or Virginia. Yeah, look, I like Virginia in that game. I think TCU gets bounced. For both those squads, though, man, to get up off the mat after having their games won and to blow it in the fashion in which they did, that's got to be jarring, man. Who's two teams that blew leads in the ninth. I mean, who gets off the mat and wins today? I do like Florida to beat Oral Roberts. I think Florida will beat Oral Roberts, and I think Virginia will beat TCU. Let's see. Shane Darbone, good morning. Damon Gilmore, LSU's plus 120 on Monday. You know what, Damon? I think that's probably exactly the number I said last night. When I'd have to go back and look, but someone was asking. I think I pinned an odds, and I think I said LSU would probably be plus 120. Which is about right. Close to a coin flip, and you get LSU plus 120. It's good value, but I also understand why Wake Forest would be favored. Eric, I just brought the camera in there to show everybody your Father's Day decorations.
Oh.
They're very impressed.
Oh.
Everyone is very impressed. And I showed them the table of Drew's stuffed gator. Is that staying in here today?
No, I'm getting that out. I just told you that. So I'm on the wagon. It's getting put up somewhere.
Thank God.
Not that.
Hoo, 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 hoo. All right. Please smash the like button. If you're new, subscribe up to the channel. Tremaine 318, Matt, if Johnson can pull this off, how much pressure would Kelly feel? No more than he would otherwise. Look, man, I get it. I do. The thought is, hey, look, Kim Mulkey year 2, Jay Johnson year 2. I get it. And there's always expectations on LSU football. Like LSU winning in other sports doesn't make the pressure more or less on LSU football. There's just Brian Kelly's making $100 million. There's always going to be pressure on him, regardless of what other sports are doing. I mean, there's no more pressure to win when other teams are winning or losing. It's LSU football. Let's see. Caleb Lemoyne just bought your tickets for Saturday and Sunday. Okay. Edward O, the Nuss Bus driver. Coop is starting to become the fireman. He's been great. Golf South, I think last night was the third straight time Guidry came in, attempted a pick off to first before making a pitch. Just interesting. Gregory Gordy, Riley Cooper, the Mickey Lolich of these Tigers. I don't know the reference, sad to say. Frogs and Cigars is fun to watch after the game. Devin Kelly, what's the all-time record for Jello shots? Ole Miss said it last year was like 18,000 and change. So Hudson Toothman, how did he balk? I don't know how he balked. I would have to go back and watch it, but there was no explanation on the broadcast. But I'm looking at the box score. That was the why they awarded the runner second base. Peter Fenner, Hunter Pope asked Matt, do you think our offense will show up big against Wake's pitching? Heard their staff is one of the best. I mean, they're the best in the country as by stats, by numbers, by basically any metric. And you're going to face a really good lefty. And by the way, Josh Hartle, by the way, is who you're going to face on Monday. I do think, mentioned this on the postgame show last night for those who were watching. I do think LSU kind of caught a little bit of a break. Here's what I mean. So Stanford decided to hold Quinn Matthews. Oh, thank you. Okay, so that's what happened. So Morgan faked the throw back to to Cooper. Cooper got on the mound without the ball. Okay, that's certainly a balk if he towed the rubber without the ball. Oh, Quinn Matthews. Okay, so remember Quinn Matthews last Monday threw 156 pitches in their super regional win. So Stanford decided to hold Quinn Matthews against Wake Forest. So he's by a bajillion miles their ace. And they darn near beat Wake Forest without him. So had LSU had Stanford beaten Wake, LSU would be in the winner's bracket game against Stanford's ace, Quinn Matthews. Now, we could probably argue that with Matthews and Hartle, it's what and what. I mentioned Josh Hartle from Wake, who LSU is going to see, most likely going to see. 131 strikeouts in 96 and a third innings pitched. He's got a 2.80 ERA. Quinn Matthews has, I'll pull up his stat line. And by the way, neither of those leagues this year were very good, the Pac-12 and the ACC. So Matthews has 120 innings pitched, so you have 30 more innings pitched, 152 strikeouts, and an ERA of 3.6. So, point is, both are dudes, both are left-handed, but Matthews is Stanford's number one. He is their ace, and they held him for Monday. And had Stanford beaten Wake, LSU in the winner's bracket game would have had to face Stanford's ace, and now instead they'll face Wake's number two. So, in a way, you kind of caught a break with Stanford, with Wake rallying against Stanford. Now, this is the game everybody wanted to see all year. Go win it. Kelly Pressey, I'll help Erica with the pool party. Sonny Warmington, good morning. Happy Father's Day. Carl Ritter, Matt, watch the Florida game. That team is going to be tough to beat. Their 2 to 4 hitters are impressive. They are, and they were also down in the 9th inning to Virginia, and Virginia couldn't slam the door. So how different is the conversation if Virginia just gets those final 3 outs? Now, they didn't, and you tip your cap to Florida for making the comeback. And yes, Jack Caglione, Wyatt Langford. I mean, they are a talented team. They got a good pitching staff, and there's a reason they were the number 2 overall national seed. They're really good team. Right. You need to do a morning show with your grandpa. Yeah, we could do that one day. Scott Graffenstein. Or Steen. Wish we had K-Zone for these games to see how bad the strike zone for that ump was last night. Scott, I'm going to say this again, man. I have no On Friday's AFR, I was talking to Musso on air. We had this conversation on air. And he made the comment that the strike zone this year has been the size of a postage stamp. And I said, and the point being, for those that don't know, I'll verbalize this again for those who don't know. So the SEC this year implemented a standard whereby umpires are going to be reviewed after each game. So you know what K zone is, right? And so the umpires are going to be reviewed based on they would get a performance review, like how accurate were you. So in college baseball, typically we have seen an expanded strike zone because these aren't professional baseball players. I mean, at every level, as you increase, you expect more and more control and command. But think about all the great college baseball players that never make it in pro ball. Like, it's hard. So yes, in college baseball, you should see an expanded zone. And a lot of people argue that because the SEC this year was judging the umpires and grading the umpires shrunk their zone. That's been the argument this year. The point that I made is I watch every game. I watch every single game. And I haven't noticed such a grotesque change. Like, we can all notice the ball's juiced. Look at the power numbers across the sport. The ball's juiced. We can all agree on that. There is material evidence to suggest that it's not a one-off with one team. It's across the board in college baseball. Balls are flying out of parks because the ball's juiced. And that's fine. I'm perfectly fine with that. I don't think that I've noticed, the point I made, I don't think I've noticed all year that it's been consistent with every umpire. The strike zones have shrunken. The point I made and continue to make is every umpire has a different zone. All I really want is for that zone that day to be consistent for both sides. If you're gonna, and I thought yesterday the guy behind home plate was very consistent. He was calling elevated breaking balls for strikes. That's what I noticed was the consistent miss that a lot of people looked at. But he called it consistently both ways. And so if you're going to call that, okay, there was a strike call that he gave Skeens that was probably, we probably gave him like 3 inches into the left-hander side of the plate. And I think it was against Zane Denton. And a lot of people on the Tennessee side melted over that. And there was a called strike against Trey Morgan that was at the letters and was definitely at the upper end of the zone. So, and it put Morgan behind the count. And that was actually right before he singled up the middle. But anyway, I didn't have a problem with the guy's zone last night. Like, every day with every umpire, you're going to have a different zone. And all I really want is when you establish that zone, be consistent. And I thought he was last night. You can be frustrated with the fact that he was calling elevated strikes or whatever the case may be, but he called it both ways. Like, you have got to go with the approach knowing that he's going to call elevated pitches. Okay, I'm good with that, just as long as Skeens is getting those calls too, and he did. Merritt Mathern, what's going on? If LSU wins tomorrow, the shot record and McDonald's strikeout record will be shattered. Yeah, the only way the Jello shot record doesn't fall is if LSU were to get bounced in 2 games. But now they're guaranteed to be there at least until Tuesday. So keep in mind, you play Monday. If you win Monday, you're off till Wednesday. If you lose Monday, you play again Tuesday. So LSU will be there at least until Tuesday. Let's see. Well, nice grip. Lewis Surplus, Matt, how about Mulkey, second-year championship, Johnson, second-year championship? Yeah, the Kelly. Jason H, looks like you're catching up my huge shoe collection. For those that did not see, my big Father's Day gift, Erica got me custom G-Nikes, black and gold, custom Air Force Ones. They are fire. I mean, this is my first ever pair of custom Air Force Ones. So I am really, really, really excited about them. And they're black and gold. Who dat? I don't know who did them. She found someone online who did them, but they're really, really well done. So I'm pretty fired up, man. Who dat? All right. Appreciate y'all for being here with us. Smash that like button, subscribe up to the channel. Facebook, please like the page, share the post. Kirk said the zone was squeezed in conference this year. I just didn't notice it, man. Like, and I watched every game. Like, I can't tell you it was something that I thought was so egregious that I noticed the zone being squeezed. I mean, DA Matt, what was the decision why Trey being at first instead of left? He's been there since they put Pearson in the everyday lineup. Because when they put Pearson in the lineup in right, or I guess in left last night, Pearson was great last night. Your outfielders now are Pearson, Joubert. That moves Morgan to first. Travinsky catching and Beloso DHing. So if you want Pearson in the lineup, he's got to be in the outfield, which sends Morgan back to first. And that's when Jared Jones came out of the lineup. Because Jones had been playing first, Morgan was playing left, Joubert was playing right, and then you had Travinsky either catching or DHing. Nothing like being a Tiger fan who lives 15 miles from Winston-Salem. That's all right, Justin. There's no real Wake Forest fans. Clayton Knight, what's going on? So BYOB would bring your own bourbon. Peter got a new roof after Ida before fortified standards. Did you happen to find out if there's a retrofit option? Peter, thank you for the reminder. Do me a favor. Would you please I was going to say email me, but or text me. I'm going to make myself a note. As soon as we wrap up here, I'm going to find that answer for you. Fortified post Ida. Okay. I'll get your answer. Brandon, what's going on? Adam Fontenot, Cortland, speaking to Kelly. I know most don't think a division champion is that important. If LSU can win the West in the final season, it would have won the final 2 and 3 of the last 5. Getting to Atlanta matters. I will agree with you on that. Getting to Atlanta matters. Oh man, I missed a bunch. Oh no, it didn't. Let's see. Wyatt Langford is my wife's nephew. Kid is far too nice to play for Florida. I kind of understand Kling, but Napolt being better than Dugas. Are you talking about the defensive replacement? Yes. I don't know if y'all have even noticed this, and I can't believe nobody has asked Jay Johnson at a post-game press conference, but okay, on the Travinsky peg last night. By the way, you can give all the credit in the world you want to Travinsky, and I'm not trying to knock him. I mean, he has been so markedly improved. That was not a good throw. Gavin Dugas came 5 feet off the bag to make the catch and then tagged the runner on the leg. So Gavin Dugas deserves as much credit for that as Travinsky, but nonetheless. But the point in that is saying Gavin Dugas was at short. Whenever Gavin Dugas and Jordan Thompson are switching positions based on lefty or righty. If there's a left-handed hitter, Jordan Thompson goes and play second base. If there's a right-handed hitter, Thompson stays at short. They're trying to limit, if not altogether eliminate, the number of baseballs that are hit on the ground to Gavin Dugas because he can't throw. I've told y'all this for literally since that injury happened. Jay said it was a bruise. It's not a bruise. It was so evident the next weekend when he played, he can't lift his arm above his shoulder. Every time he throws, he's throwing chicken wing from the hip. It's all elbow. It's just here. He cannot wind up and throw. It's not in any way impacted his ability to swing the bat, clearly, and you want him in the lineup because his on-base percentage is nearly 500. He's got the second highest on-base percentage on the team. So you could put him at second, which is the shortest throw to first. It's aside from first, the easiest defensive position to play. But they're trying to avoid balls getting hit to Gavin Dugas. So when they go into the late game defensive replacements, Napolt going to second, Kling going into the outfield for Joubert. That's the right thing to do. I mean, Napolt or Merrifield is a better defensive option right now than Gavin, and not because at their best they're that much better, but because Gavin's not 100% and hasn't been since the Kentucky series when he dove for that ball and hurt his arm. Yeah, Cortland said it's not supposedly Cortland. Like he can't throw the baseball. I mean, what? They're they're in the College World Series and they're switching positions based on left or right. They are intentionally trying to make sure Gavin Dugas doesn't get the ball hit to him. And that's not a knock on him. Like, God bless that. So much respect for him for being out there with his shoulder being in the shape it is. Okay. I got to go. I told Erica we were going to do a short Father's Day show, but I've done a long show now. We're at 45 minutes. Eugene Sutherland, Fred Sabrin, is Golden Spikes voting over? Yes, Golden Spikes voting ended, I think on Monday of this past week, like the 12th, I want to say. Let's see, a couple more, sorry. Gulf South, how many pairs of shoes have you bought since Christmas? So, I bought plenty for me. I've also bought some for Erica, some for Drew. I bought a couple pair for my nephew, for Eli, who y'all got to meet. So, all in, like, all of them, I don't know, like 50 or 60. Yeah, a lot. Yeah. Well, no, and then Erica's gotten me some. So, not all just me. But you know what? I'm not embarrassed by that. How about people that spend ridiculous amounts of money on football tickets or tradition fees or hunt and fishing licenses or whatnot? Spend your money on what you want to spend your money on. I just happen to really like sneakers now. Okay. I think we're just about done. Matt, speaking of Drew's birthday, will the A-Bears and the Terriers be there? Terrios have always been invited, and they come. Last year, Ryan and John and all of it, like all five of them came, which is very cool. I don't know that we've invited. I don't know that we've invited T-Bob's family in the past. He can come for sure. That'd be great, man. We'll invite him this year for sure. Hopefully, it'd be great. I'm sure his girls would love it. Just a bunch of kids swimming, and Mickey Mouse will make an appearance this year. So, little Disney themed party. Erica goes ham. So, anyway, let's see. Cortland, I don't see LSU losing a game because of who's playing second as much as I can see LSU losing a game because they gave up a lead and didn't have Dugas at the plate. No, like, it is 100% the right thing still having Gavin Dugas in the lineup. 100%. Like, that's why, I mean, I don't even think that's debatable. Yes, he's got to be in the lineup. All right. Happy Father's Day to all the dads. Justin Clary. If Tennessee's pitcher is not knocked down that 110 mile an hour off of Joe Burrow. Yeah, Joe Burrow would hit for the cycle. Would have been the first since 1957. Wow. Murder Giraffe. I spent a lot on records. Pitcher's butt cheek away from the cycle. Melanie Willis. Nice. E-Rock buys the best gift. She does. She's always very thoughtful in all of her gift giving. Those ESPN connections must come in handy if you can get the mouse. Or actually, the mouse that's coming is Dat Mouse because of, I think, IP rules or whatever the case may be. Anyway. Okay. John Cunningham, White is everybody's All-American. Is it just me? But does it appear he's pressing at the plate, especially since the start of the postseason? He was definitely pressing in the regional round. He was awesome in the super regional round. And he had a 2-homer game on Saturday. So he was awesome in the supers. And he was a little out of sorts yesterday. Samuel, Merrifield, Matt, sorry if you've discussed. Can you give a brief preview of Wake Forest? Yeah, Wake Forest has been the best team in college baseball this year. As a team, they hit 308. 8 of their regulars all bat over 300. They have 130 homers on the season, so they hit for average, hit for power. Tom Walters, their head coach, who was at UNO, and when he was at UNO, he basically got UNO into the postseason because led the country in homers. So they can swing, they can hit for power, they can hit for average. They've got the best pitching staff in the country. Statistically, they were 53-10 this year. I mean, statistically, they have been the best team in college baseball this year. LSU is the most talented team when you look at projectability to the next level and draft picks and all that sort of stuff. LSU is absolutely capable of beating them. You will have to get a good outing from Ty Floyd, and you're going to have to go and swing it really well and have a good plan against Josh Hartle, who's a lefty who's got a 2.80 ERA and has 131 strikeouts and 96 innings pitched this year. And he's walked 20. So you've got a big challenge. There's no doubt about it. But Stanford had him on the ropes with their number 2 on the mound against Rhett Lauder. So anyway, yeah, big challenge. LSU's a slight underdog in the game. Should be. I think LSU will clearly have a crowd advantage there in Omaha. So you're just going to need a really good outing from Ty Floyd and the bats to show up and stay hot. So, all right. I think we're done. Thank y'all so much for hanging out. Have a great Father's Day to all the dads. I hope it's an awesome day. Relax and let everybody spoil you today. And go Tigers. Thanks to everyone for watching. On the way out, if you would, YouTube, smash that like button, subscribe. We're almost to 100 likes. We're at 90 likes. I know we can get 10 more likes. We're at 244 people watching. Appreciate y'all. Have an awesome day. Peace.